everyone, for today's recipe we're going to make something with a bit of a Thai flavour to it. We're going to make a noodles and stir fry dish that if you like Thai cooking, it's actually called banh mi, and I'm just going to show you how to do that. So first of all, these are the ingredients we're going to need, and with this kind of cooking it's really important to get everything prepared, ready to just throw it in the pan, because it doesn't take very long at all to cook. So first of all, this is the protein that we're going to use today. It's minced beef. You could easily use a chicken breast, maybe a pork chop or a beef steak, and if you're going to use those, you just need to slice them really finely, just nice thin strips of the meat. If you want to do a vegetarian or vegan version, you could use tofu. So just some sort of protein to go in the dish. Then we've got some spring greens here, which I'm going to prepare. You can use any kind of cabbage. I'm using spring greens. We've got garlic. We've got our seasonings, which is oyster sauce and the fish sauce, Thai fish sauce. Again, if you want to do a vegetarian version, you could use soy sauce and just table salt. And I've got some pepper here. I've also got some peanuts, which I'm going to use for the garnish at the end, but obviously if you've got peanut allergies in your family, you don't really want to use those. So the first thing I'm going to do is season the meat. I'm going to season it with pepper. So some freshly ground black pepper, plenty of it, all over the meat. And as I say, whatever protein you use, you might want to do exactly the same. So there's plenty going on there, and I'll just turn it over and do the other side. That was a bad thing to do, wasn't it? Let me just wipe my hand. So we don't want to get meat all over the pepper. So I'll just wipe my hand. There we go. So plenty of pepper on there. So next I need to prepare the garlic, and I'm going to peel it first. So we just get the top and tail it and remove the skin. There we go. And then what I'm going to do with this, with the back of the knife, I'm going to crush it. Just be careful if you're doing this with a sharp knife. So just to break it up, and then I will sort of, there we go, smash it up, and then I'm just going to slice it into, sort of roughly chop it. Now the thing with garlic is, depending how you prepare it does affect how it flavours your food. So crushing it completely in a garlic crusher will give it a different flavour to smashing it and chopping it or mincing it or slicing it or whatever. So this isn't going to be highly strong flavoured, but it's just enough.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's all the garlic roughly chopped. Now, if you didn't want to smash it with the knife, I appreciate some people might not want to do that. Just use the end of a rolling pin or just some flat surface that you can smash it. And there we have 3 large garlic cloves, completely chopped. And I'm going to put them in this little bowl for now. And we prepare the rest of our ingredients. And there we go, that's the garlic. Oops. Pop that in there. Next I'm going to prepare the cabbage. Now you can see this cabbage is a little bit, it's going over a little bit, some of it's a bit wilty, but that's absolutely fine. Just take off the worst ones. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to prepare this, and then I'm going to put it into some water, which will actually help to sort of refresh it a bit. So I'm going to take all the leaves, and I'll just show you how I would prepare this. And if it's something like a pointed cabbage, what you can do is just slice it into strips. But with this, because we've got these, we're going to stir fry it, so it's going to cook very quickly, so we don't want these big hard stalks. So what I do with those, and I'm going to use the end of the knife, or you could use your rolling pin, I'm just going to smash these and just bruise them a little bit so that it softens it up, and when they cook they won't be too hard. And then I'm going to do that to each leaf. There we go. And then I'm going to slice them into strips for stir frying. Okay, and I shall do that for all of them and then put them into some water.
Go.
So all the cabbage has been sliced and it's in this bowl of water just to give it a bit of a clean, and then I'm going to strain it through a colander and it'll be ready for the next stage. So I've strained the cabbage and I'm just going to leave it to sit in here while I now get started with the noodles. These are the noodles I'm going to use. They're Chinese sort of fine noodles, they're egg noodles, and they're very easy to make. All you do is you buy them like this, and then we pour on some boiling water and leave them for about 5 minutes or so with the lid on, and they're ready. Now I'm going to do that now, and then I'll be doing the stir fry, and by the time I've finished the stir fry, these will be ready, because everything takes such a small amount of time with the stir fry. So I'm just pouring on the water. Okay, so the water's gone on, and then I just need a chopstick. I'm going to use the chopstick just to break it up a little bit because it's very hot water, and then I'm going to pop the lid on and just leave them on the side for 5 minutes or so, or maybe a bit longer, it doesn't really matter. There we go, until the stir fry is ready. So now it's time for the stir fry, and what I'm doing is I put my wok on a really high heat to get the pan really hot. That's the trick about stir frying, is cooking things really quickly. And I've got some lard here that I'm going to add, or as I say, if you prefer, you can use oil, but I like to use lard. Just melting that lard, and then I'm going to add the garlic so that the garlic can sort of infuse in the fat and give that lovely flavour. So nearly ready, nearly melted. Can you see? Okay, so in goes the garlic, and you can hear it sizzle, and that's the important bit. We don't want to burn the garlic, so I'm just going to leave it. Okay, and when you can start to smell the aroma from the garlic coming out, then that's the time to add the meat. Can't smell it yet, but I think it's close. It doesn't take long. Okay, so the worst thing is burnt garlic, so just be careful not to burn it. I think that's enough, that's ready. So I'm going to pop the meat in now. Again, that's going to sizzle. And we just leave it to cook. Now all the meat has browned nicely, and I did put a little splash of hot water from the kettle in there just to make sure it didn't stick, but literally only a splash, no more than a couple of teaspoons worth. And now I'm going to add this, which is oyster sauce, or you could use soy sauce if you prefer. And this is just to give it a bit of a depth of flavour. This is something you've got to experiment a little bit with to work out how much you like. I know how much to put in for my taste. Now I'm going to add the cabbage. I'm just going to pop it in. All of it goes in. And then I need to turn it so that the meat that's cooked is on the top and the cabbage that's not is underneath. I'm going to add a little bit of water, not too much because we want to stir fry it, not boil it, and just pop a lid on it just to keep the heat in, just to wilt that cabbage down. These are really good, these are silicone, so they work quite well as lids on bowls, but they make good lids for my frying pans as well. So that was about 30 seconds, that's all. just to wilt down the cabbage, and that's all it takes. I'm just going to pop a little bit of water in just to make a bit of a gravy as it boils away, and then I'm going to add the fish sauce for the flavouring, and then I will give it a taste. Again, go easy with this till you know what you like, because it is very strong flavoured. So just to get a spoon and give it a taste. Perfect. And that's it. Done. So to serve, I'm just going to put some noodles in a bowl. There we go. Quite a lot here. Whoa. In they go. Get them in. There we go. Noodles in there. And then we can dish up some of our stir fry. Very nice. Let's put that on the top. Well, this is a really lovely way to eat cabbage. You might find if your children aren't keen on cabbage, they might like it like this, because it is very tasty with all that garlic and seasoning. So there's the stir fry, and then just to finish it off, got some peanuts in here. Just going to crush them coarsely. Again, you could use the end of your rolling pin, or just put them in a bag with the back of a spoon perhaps, and just so that there's some big chunks, and then we can sprinkle these over the top for a bit of texture. There you go. And if you like it a bit spicy, you could slice a chilli perhaps and put that on. There you have Thai style noodles with stir fry.